show a montage. A soldier being crowned, a scientist unlocking a dangerous secret, a sorcerer staring into the warp, each scene glowing briefly with Tzeentch's colors, blue and gold. Every revolution, every betrayal, every discovery that reshapes reality, Tzeentch feeds on it all. Change itself is his nourishment. War, innovation, rebellion, everything that breaks stability strengthens him. Even the Imperium, in its constant struggle to survive, unintentionally keeps Tzeentch alive. But the horrifying truth? Even those who seek him for knowledge and freedom inevitably become slaves to his shifting schemes. This line delivers the emotional hit. It tells the viewer that no one truly benefits from Tzeentch, not sorcerers, not cults, not even demons. Everyone who serves him ends up trapped in his plans, thinking they're in control while every move they make fulfills his hidden design. This scene should make the audience respect Tzeentch's intelligence, but also fear it. He's not a brute force god like Khorne. He's worse, a being who wins before you even know you're playing his game. It should leave the viewer thinking, maybe even understanding this much is already part of his plan. Now that the audience understands who Tzeentch in them to the reality of what life looks like under his influence, it's no longer abstract. This is where the horror becomes physical, personal, and surreal. Personal and surreal. The viewer should feel the chaos and instability that defines Tzeentch's world. The camera pans over a city devoted to Tzeentch, suspended somewhere between the material world and the warp. Towers twist like serpents, staircases lead into the sky, and whole buildings reshape themselves mid-shot. The ground is liquid and alive, rippling like water but made of stone. In the streets, people wear robes of shifting color. Their faces flicker between identities: scholar, zealot, beggar, demon, as if reality can't decide who they are. A scribe writes on a scroll. The words instantly rearrange themselves. A preacher gives a sermon. His mouth splits into three, each voice arguing with the others. Everything is unstable, yet no one reacts as if it's strange. Distant chanting that changes pitch mid-syllable, a faint heartbeat like rhythm under the music, symbolizing that even the city is alive. Whispers of unintelligible phrases swirl from left to right in the stereo mix, making the viewer feel surrounded by voices. It should sound hypnotic and wrong, like a melody that never resolves. Life under Tzeentch is not ruled by stability. His domains, both mortal and demonic, are realms of chaos and transformation. This sets the stage. There is no structure, no peace, no sense of permanence. Even time itself might flow backward or sideways. Tzeentch's world rejects the concept of normality. Cities twist overnight into impossible shapes. Streets rearrange themselves into spirals that lead nowhere. This shows the horror of existence under Tzeentch. You can't rely on reality. You can't map the city. Even your home could change while you sleep. It's a metaphor for how Tzeentch destroys certainty, physically and mentally. Visual cue: show a city morphing, bridges melting, towers bending, the sun splitting into two. Everything beautiful yet wrong. To live in his service is to watch your own body betray you, to feel your mind open to impossible dimensions and never close again. Walls breathe, colors shift, and words rewrite themselves in books and on skin alike. Reality itself is alive and untrustworthy. Knowledge, language, and even your body betray you. The detail about words on skin shows how his power marks everyone, even unwillingly. The followers of Tzeentch, sorcerers, scholars, and zealots, are consumed by their hunger for forbidden knowledge. Each believes they are chosen. Each believes they are one step away from understanding the ultimate truth of existence. This section dives into the psychology of his servants. They're not screaming cultists. They're intellectuals, dreamers, manipulators, but their curiosity becomes their doom. Tzeentch uses their ambition as a leash. A sorcerer kneels before a glowing sigil. His reflection in the floor shows a completely different face, whispering secrets back at him. Cool, but the closer they come, the more their minds unravel. This is the central tragedy of his followers. Knowledge is their addiction, and Tzeentch keeps feeding it to destroy them. Every answer leads to 10 new questions until reason collapses. The viewer should feel pity and horror, realizing that Tzeentch doesn't need to punish his followers. Their own desire for truth destroys them. This scene shifts the horror from cosmic to existential. It makes the viewer imagine, what if I couldn't trust my own thoughts? What if my home, my world, and my identity changed every second, and I couldn't stop it? It's not gore or violence. It's the fear of losing control, of living in a world that refuses to stay real. This is where the psychological horror turns physical. In the previous scene, we saw instability and madness in Tzeentch's realm. Now we see what happens to the bodies of his followers. It's the moment where curiosity and ambition cross the final line, and the blessings of Tzeentch reveal their true, monstrous cost. The scene opens on a ritual chamber, walls alive with veins of light, the air thick with magic. A sorcerer kneels before a massive, flickering glyph of Tzeentch, blue and gold fire swirling around. At first he looks peaceful, then his skin ripples like liquid, his bones shift, and his shadow moves independently. As he screams, the flame around him divides. Out of his body burst multiple arms, eyes and mouths chanting in different voices. In the background, other cultists look on in awe and terror, because they know it's a blessing, even as he melts into something unrecognizable. The transformation should look both beautiful and horrifying, like a painting coming to life and decaying at the same time. Distorted chanting, overlapping voices saying different things at once. A slow, throbbing pulse like a heartbeat made of thunder. Human screams mixing with laughter until you can't tell which is which. As the mutation reaches its peak, the audio distorts. High-pitched whispers layered over low rumbles, representing Tzeentch's presence filling the air. Under Tzeentch's rule, change is constant. No form is sacred. No soul is safe. This sets the truth. In his realm, nothing is protected from transformation. It doesn't matter if you're a mortal, demon, or even a planet. Change will come for you because that's what he is. It introduced the idea that Tzeentch, a creation, is just constant mutation. Tzeentch reshapes flesh like clay, limbs multiply, eyes bloom like flowers, voices split into a chorus of madness. This line makes the horror tangible. Tzeentch's influence warps the body as easily as thought, showing how identity and form collapse together. The imagery of eyes blooming and of voices splitting captures that strange duality, grotesque but poetic, divine yet cruel. To live in his service is to watch your own body betray you. To feel your mind open to impossible dimensions and never close again. This describes the existential terror of serving Tzeentch. Your body becomes alien, your mind expands too far. You can see more of reality than humans are meant to, and it drives you insane. It's the curse of forbidden knowledge made literal. The viewer should feel pity and fear. These followers wanted power, but they can't even die properly, and yet none to resist. For to reject his gift is to vanish entirely, erased from every memory, every timeline, every possibility. Here's the final cruelty. Tzeentch offers a gift that destroy you, but if you refuse, he erases you as if you never existed. There is no freedom from him, not even in death. You either change forever or are unmade. Show a cultist screaming in defiance, and then fading away, leaving only a flicker of blue light where they stood. Even the others forget who he was a second later. This scene should make the viewer uncomfortable but fascinated. The horror isn't just physical mutation, it's the loss of identity and purpose. Tzeentch's followers believe they're ascending, but they're actually being unwritten and remade endlessly. Puppets in an infinite transformation loop. It's the perfect embodiment of Tzeentch's motto, a change for the sake of change itself. This is where the audience steps fully into the warp itself. Tzeentch's personal domain and the endless chaos that his demons inhabit. It shifts the story's focus from mortal corruption to cosmic manipulation, showing that even his most powerful creations are just tools in his grand design. Here, the goal is to make the viewer realize that nothing under Tzeentch, not even the demons, truly understand him. They are all pieces in a game where even the rules change every second. The camera drifts into the warped skies. Rivers of color flow through the void like liquid fire. Shapes form and collapse. Faces, wings, towers, and stars, all changing constantly. Show a pink horror laughing as it struck down, then splitting into two blue horrors who argue and fight each other while still casting spells. Even death cannot bring order to them. Every part of Tzeentch's realm mocks the idea of consistency. It is a living paradox where logic devours itself towards itself. To join such a cult is to surrender your identity to the great game, the endless web of plots within plots where no one truly knows who serves whom. This line reveals the horror of human life under his influence. There's no trust, no truth, no end. Behind them, a shadow forms into Tzeentch's abstract, swirling silhouette. To live under Tzeentch is to be a puppet, yet to think you are free. This is the emotional climax. The true terror isn't slavery, it's the illusion of freedom. A single emotion or thought can reshape them entirely. A sorcerer's arm morphs into a claw, then into feathers, then into a writhing mass of eyes, before dissolving into mist. Around him, other cultists scream as their forms melt into incomprehensible shapes. Every act of defiance becomes another strand in his web. This is the cosmic statement. Tzeentch's influence can never be defeated, because even failure sustains him. Every rebellion, every war, every desperate hope simply becomes another note in his infinite designs. Total near silence, broken only by a low hum that rises and falls like breathing. Occasional echoes of earlier scenes. Faint laughter, chanting, screams, distant and fading, like memories dissolving into nothing. Whispers overlap again, repeating fragments from earlier lines. Every choice, every change, all paths lead back. The sound of pages turning, fast, endless, as if a vast tome is rewriting itself. And you, watcher of distant horrors, did you think yourself outside his design?